Before I knew it, I was taking 65 extra red vodkas a day.
Jeez.
I was crushing it. I was buying them illegally from Mexico.
No, it's because of the heart issues you have been having weeks prior.
From Kurt Angle's journey from 65 painkillers a day to 14 years of sobriety, to The Undertaker's miraculous heart surgery recovery, to the tragic loss of Hulk Hogan, Boots, and embarked on journeys that are just as compelling, inspiring, and sometimes heartbreaking as anything they did in the ring. Stone Cold Steve Austin became arguably the biggest star in wrestling history, but at 60 years old, the legend who once brawled with Vince McMahon and stunned anyone who crossed his path has traded the pandemonium of packed arenas for something far more peaceful, the quiet serenity of ranch life in rural Texas. Steve Austin currently resides primarily at Broken Skull Ranch near Tilden, Texas, a 40-acre property that perfectly embodies his rugged, independent spirit. Here, he spends his days engaged in everyday ranch activities, hunting, fishing, and maintaining the property with the same intensity he once brought to the ring. In May 2025, he posted photos from the ranch with the simple caption, "Life Notch Ranch," offering fans a glimpse into his serene, nature-focused routine. But Texas isn't his only retreat. Austin also owns Broken Skull Ranch 2.0 in Gardnerville, Nevada, a desert haven where he indulges his passion for off-road racing, flexibility, with Texas serving as his core base, while Nevada provides a change of scenery and adrenaline-pumping adventures. His social media presence exudes positivity, frequently responding "hell yeah" to fan tributes and milestones, maintaining the larger-than-life persona that made him famous while embracing a decidedly low-key lifestyle. Married to wife Kristen since 2009, with 3 children from previous relationships, Austin prioritizes family amid a history that includes 4 marriages and past legal troubles, including a 2002 domestic incident resolved with probation. But Austin hasn't completely disconnected from the wrestling world or his entrepreneurial spirit. His Broken Skull beer line, partnered with L.I. Segundo Brewing since 2014, has become a significant post-retirement venture. In 2025, the brand celebrated its 10th anniversary with a limited edition IPA launched on November 15th, promoted through Instagram Reels and social media posts. The flagship IPA and American lager varieties are distributed across 39 states, with over 5,000 barrels produced annually, with Austin actively marketing them as the best beer in America, tying promotions to his ranch lifestyle with posts like "Friday is beer night." As a WWE ambassador, Austin makes sporadic appearances at major events like WrestleMania 41 in April 2025, where he made a dramatic entrance and crashed an ATV, plus Hall of Fame ceremonies. Reports suggest openness to one more match, but he clearly prioritizes health management. At 60, Austin manages chronic neck and knee problems through low-impact activities, stemming from decades of punishment, including a severe neck injury in 1997 that caused temporary paralysis. He has publicly denied alcoholism, emphasizing responsible drinking despite his beer-chugging persona. For fans wondering if they'll ever see Stone Cold stunning someone again, never say never. But for now, the Texas Rattlesnake appears to have found something even more valuable than championship gold: peace, family, and the freedom to live life on his own terms. The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, underwent emergency heart surgery in April 2025 for chronic atrial fibrillation, a condition that had his heart's ejection fraction, the measure of how efficiently blood is pumped, down to just 30%. To put that in perspective, a normal ejection fraction is between 50–70%. In a June 2025 episode of his 6 Feet Under podcast, The Undertaker credited his wife, Michelle McCool, with potentially saving his life.
Oh, it's because of the heart issues you have been having weeks prior.
McCool noticed symptoms that Undertaker himself hadn't recognized and urged him to seek immediate medical attention. The surgery came just after WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, where The Undertaker had made an appearance, looking strong and healthy to the millions watching. But behind the scenes, his body was sending distress signals that could have resulted in a catastrophic event if left untreated. This health scare reinforced what Undertaker had been saying since his 2020 retirement, following a cinematic match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. There is no way he'll wrestle again, prioritizing his health and his family over any comeback fantasy. In August 2025, he firmly stated that a return is impossible due to his health conditions and his commitment to retiring the character properly. Beyond podcasting, Calloway's Undertaker One Dead Man Show tour continued in 2025. Family life centers on his Texas home with Michelle McCool and their children, daughter Kaya Faith, showing promising wrestling potential with aerial skills, and adopted son Colt. From prior marriages, he has son Gunnar Vincent and daughters Chasey and Gracie. McCool's influence strengthened his Christian faith, as he noted in his Hall of Fame speech, "The greatest thing you've ever done for me is restore my relationship with my Lord and Savior." A 2024 baptism publicly declared this faith journey, emphasizing total surrender to Jesus. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, Mr. WrestleMania, the Showstopper. These aren't just nicknames, they're testaments to a career that redefined what professional wrestling could be. Shawn Michaels, born Michael Shawn Hickenbottom on July 22, 1965, spent decades electrifying audiences with his unparalleled in-ring ability, emotional storytelling, and show-stealing performances. His legendary career included 4 world championships, co-founding D-Generation X, and delivering countless 5-star matches. But at 60 years old in 2025, Shawn Michaels has found a calling that brings him even more fulfillment than championship gold, nurturing the next generation of WWE superstars as Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative. Michaels transitioned into his executive role starting in 2016 at the WWE Performance Center, initially serving as a coach before being promoted to Senior Vice President in 2022. In this capacity, he oversees NXT's storylines, talent scouting, and developmental programs, essentially serving as the creative architect of WWE's developmental brand. He frequently appears on NXT programming in a managerial capacity, announcing events or hyping matches, and has been instrumental in expanding the brand's reach. In interviews, Michaels emphasizes NXT's unique mission. "There's not another brand out there that works so hard to create stars in order to lose them," a reference to preparing talent for Raw or SmackDown while still drawing money for the developmental show. That transformation wasn't easy. Michaels' career was marred by substance abuse issues in the 1980s, 1990s, including a 1993 steroid suspension. A 1998 back injury from a casket match forced his initial 4-year retirement, and at one point, suicidal thoughts consumed him until a moment with his son prompted sobriety in 2002. Becoming a born-again Christian that year, influenced by his wife Rebecca Kirchie, married since 1999, sustained his recovery. Health challenges have persisted, including fusion surgery for his back, multiple concussions, and various injuries. In late 2025, he underwent double knee replacement surgery, following previous procedures like shoulder replacement. Despite the alarming update raising fan concerns, Michaels remains optimistic, stating he wouldn't change a thing about his career. He no longer misses performing, finding creative outlets in NXT deeply satisfying. Family anchors his current life. Residing in Texas on his Bergheim Ranch and another renovated home valued collectively around $1 million, Michaels enjoys a luxurious yet grounded lifestyle with wife Rebecca and their children, son Cameron Cade, born 2000, and daughter Cheyenne, born 2004. For fans who remember the Heartbreak Kid's iconic matches and cocky swagger, seeing Shawn Michaels thriving in a mentorship role is perhaps the greatest character evolution of all. From breaking hearts to building futures, he's living proof that life's most meaningful chapters often come after the final curtain call. Triple H, Paul Levesque. Paul Michael Levesque, better known as Triple H, has successfully transformed from one of wrestling's most dominant in-ring performers into one of its most influential executives. As WWE's chief content officer and head of creative, the 56-year-old Levesque now orchestrates the storytelling, talent relations, and innovative partnerships that define modern professional wrestling. But his journey to this position was marked by a health crisis that could have ended everything. In September 2021, Levesque suffered a severe cardiac cardiac event triggered by a genetic heart condition, compounded by viral pneumonia that caused fluid buildup around his heart and inflamed lungs. This near-fatal episode led to emergency surgery at Yale New Haven Hospital, where doctors installed an implantable cardioverter defibrillator, ICD, in his chest to manage potential arrhythmias. The incident forced his abrupt retirement from active wrestling in March 2022, announced during an ESPN First Take interview with Stephen A. Smith, where he candidly stated, "I was in heart failure bad," and affirmed he would never wrestle again. His final in-ring appearance was a symbolic gesture at WrestleMania 38 in April 2022, leaving his boots in the ring as a farewell. By 2025, Levesque reflects on this health scare with gratitude, calling it a gift that realigned his life priorities toward health, family, and meaningful presence in his professional endeavors.
And it's the most important thing in the world to me. All this other stuff, it's wonderful.
Professionally, 2025 has been banner year. Levesque was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2025 as its first announced member on January 29th, surprised by friends Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. This individual honor complements his 2019 D-Generation X induction. As Chief Content Officer, a position he assumed in September 2022, Levesque oversees creative writing, talent development, and major business operations, including securing streaming partnerships with platforms like Netflix and ESPN. Publicly, he appeared at the White House in July 2025 for youth fitness initiatives as Vice Chair of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, performing his signature water spit for entertainment. This appointment underscores his advocacy for youth physical activity and achievement. On a personal front, Levesque's marriage to Stephanie McMahon since October 25, 2003, integrates him into the McMahon family legacy. They have 3 children and live in Connecticut. Philanthropically, he and Stephanie founded Connor's Cure in 2014, raising nearly $4.5 million for pediatric cancer support. Today, Triple H's influence extends beyond wrestling, inspiring fans and aspiring wrestlers. His story exemplifies adaptation and resilience, turning a life-threatening challenge into an opportunity for reinvention. Ric Flair. Flair, the Nature Boy, is a name synonymous with wrestling royalty. With his flamboyant robes, bleach blonde hair, signature woo catchphrase, and 16 world championships, Flair revolutionized wrestling entertainment. But at 76 years old in 2025, the man who once proclaimed himself the kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing, limousine-riding, jet-flying son of a gun faces a reality far removed from the champagne-soaked celebrations of his prime. In mid-2025, Flair revealed he had been diagnosed with skin cancer, melanoma, marking his second diagnosis in 3 years. He underwent treatment and announced himself cancer-free in July 2025. But the ordeal underscored the physical toll decades of wrestling, partying, and living life at full throttle had taken. Additionally, Flair disclosed in early 2025 that he had unknowingly suffered a heart attack the prior year, adding to a medical history that includes a medically induced coma in 2017 due to bowel complications, kidney failure, and congestive heart failure. Surviving a 1975 plane crash that broke his back in 3 places, Flair defied doctors to return to wrestling, a testament to his legendary toughness. But health challenges have mounted, including alcoholic cardiomyopathy from past struggles with alcoholism. In July 2025, he vowed to never drink again after recent scares, emphasizing a commitment to sobriety that's been a recurring theme throughout his tumultuous personal life. Despite these challenges, Flair remains entrepreneurially active, particularly with his Woo energy drink brand. Launched in 2023 with Karma Holdco and LGNDS, this mushroom-infused beverage features 150 mg caffeine, low sugar, and flavors like dragon fruit and strawberry banana. It became AEW's official energy drink in November 2023 via a multi-year deal, but the partnership concluded in July 2024. Promotions continued in 2025, including a March event in St. Louis. Other ventures include his 2022 Ric Flair Drip Cannabis line with Mike Tyson, Woo Wings virtual restaurants, and merchandise via RicFlairShop.com. 2025 for a Steve McMichael tribute and announced a November 12, 2025 Blood and Guts appearance with Ricky Steamboat. On a personal level, Flair married third wife Sky Daly in 2023 after relationships with Wendy Barlow, 2011-2024, and previous marriages. He has 4 children, children, including WWE star Charlotte Flair, and experienced tragedy with the late Reed, who died of a drug overdose in 2013, and stepson Sebastian Kidder's suicide in October 2024. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. On July 24, 2025, the wrestling world lost one of its most iconic figures when Hulk Hogan passed away at age 71. Reports indicate his death resulted from a heart attack linked to atrial fibrillation amid a battle with chronic lymphocytic leukemia. The medical emergency occurred at his Clearwater, Florida home, with medics responding to a serious issue. He died approximately an hour later. In the weeks leading to his death, Hogan had experienced serious health decline, including speech difficulties from tracheal damage and limitations from multiple surgeries stemming from his wrestling career. Hogan's health struggles were well documented. He'd undergone over 20 surgeries for back, hips, and knees throughout his career. Earlier in 2025, reports noted he was resting at home with medical support, unable to speak clearly due to throat issues. Yet even amid declining health, Hogan remained active in his Florida-based business ventures and public appearances. In the years preceding his death, Hogan operated retail shops like Hogan's Hangout in Clearwater and Orlando, rebranded from his earlier Hogan's Beach Shop. These ventures attracted wrestling fans and tourists, contributing to his estimated $25 million net worth, alongside WWE royalties and endorsements. He also launched initiatives like the Real American Freestyle Wrestling League and maintained a visible political presence, supporting figures like Donald Trump and speaking at the 2024 Republican National Convention. Hogan's personal life included a third marriage to Sky Daly in 2023, and he had two children, Brooke and Nick, from prior relationships. In late 2024, he underwent baptism, publicly embracing Christianity and expressing themes of forgiveness, a spiritual turn that came amid a turbulent period that included family tragedy. In October 2024, his stepson Sebastian Kidder died by suicide, adding profound grief to Hogan's final months. Yet Hogan's legacy was complicated by controversies. A 2015 audio leak revealed racist remarks, leading to WWE severing ties and removing him from their Hall of Fame. He apologized, citing personal stress, and was reinstated in 2018 after community service and diversity efforts. A leaked sex tape in 2012 led to a high-profile lawsuit against Gawker Media, which Hogan won, receiving $140 million in damages, settled for $31 million, bankrupting the media outlet. Tributes poured in following his death, with WWE, fans, and celebrities mourning the loss. Funerals were held on August 5, 2025. Post-death, his estate, valued at $25 million. Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman. Hart, widely regarded as one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time, has spent his retirement years navigating a path defined by health challenges, family devotion, and a complex relationship with the industry that made him famous. At 68 years old in 2025, the five-time WWE champion and member of the legendary Hart Wrestling Dynasty continues to make selective public appearances while prioritizing his well-being and preserving his storied legacy. Hart's health journey has been arduous. In June 2002, a bicycle accident in Calgary led to a stroke, paralyzing his left side and requiring months of therapy. He initially walked with a cane, but recovered mobility, though emotional effects lingered. He became a spokesperson for stroke recovery via March of Dimes Canada. In February 2016, prostate cancer was diagnosed. Surgery rendered him cancer-free by March, and he donated to related causes, including $1,300 to the Calgary Prostate Cancer Center in 2019. As of 2025, Hart's health appears stable with no reported setbacks. However, he shared a heartfelt Instagram post in October about his daughter Jade's successful battle with breast cancer, urging early detection and praising her resilience. This family-focused advocacy reflects his shift from ring intensity to broader impacts. Family remains Hart's anchor. Residing in Calgary, Alberta, he's married to third wife Stephanie Washington since 2010. His four children from his first marriage to Julie Smadu, 1982-2002, Jade Michelle, Alexandra Sabina, Dallas, Jeffrey, and Blade Colton are central to his life. Jade, private with husband Steve and children, often attends WWE events supporting cousin Natalia. Alexandra faced business challenges with her Heart Healthy Food restaurant. Sons Dallas and Blade perpetuate the legacy through Dungeon Wrestling, launched in 2022 in Calgary, featuring titles like the Stu Hart Heritage Championship. Hart owns the Calgary Hitmen hockey team and Hitman's Bar, a memorabilia-filled lounge opened in 2023. His estimated net worth of $6 million supports a luxurious yet low-profile lifestyle. In 2025, Hart's activities reflect selectivity. He canceled November appearances in Pennsylvania, New York, and Connecticut due to unexpected and unavoidable commitments at home, expressing regret and aiming to reschedule for spring. A planned final appearance of 2025 in Montreal on November 9th, marking the Montreal Screwjob anniversary, was announced in October. He attended SummerSlam 2025 after an invitation, but felt dismissed when no crowd seat was provided, leading him to question WWE's appreciation for his legacy. Hart has voiced that modern wrestling lacks his era's authenticity, rarely watching it and believing no one matches his storytelling. This diplomatic stance acknowledges wrestling's evolution while affirming his pride. Social media shows a content family man, often sharing updates. Bret Hart's current chapter balances reflection on a transformative career with family-centric living, selective public roles, and quiet advocacy. Mick Foley. Mick Foley, known by his memorable personas Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love, stands as one of professional wrestling's most beloved and resilient figures. At 60 years old in 2025, Foley has transformed from the hardcore legend who endured unimaginable punishment in the ring to a health-focused advocate, storyteller, and philanthropist whose post-retirement life exemplifies reinvention and compassion. Foley's wrestling career, spanning from 1985 to 2012, took a tremendous physical toll. Known for unprotected chair shots, falls from extreme heights, and brutal matches, he endured chronic injuries, including concussions, joint damage, and mobility issues. By the mid-2010s, his weight had climbed to 372 pounds, exacerbating problems like sleep apnea and joint pain. However, in recent years, Foley has made remarkable strides. In interviews from early November 2025, he revealed losing nearly 90 pounds, dropping to 273 at one point before stabilizing around 280. This weight loss, combined with hip replacement surgery in 2017 and a subsequent knee replacement, has resulted in significantly improved mobility. Foley has described this as a new lease on life, noting he can now walk without constant pain. He admitted to initially pushing too hard on the diet, but has since adopted a balanced approach. Creatively, Foley has channeled his eccentric persona into diverse pursuits. His writing career began in 1999 with Have a Nice Day, A Tale of Blood and Sweat Socks, entirely handwritten without a ghostwriter, topping the New York Times bestseller list. This spawned memoirs, fiction like Tatum Brown, 2004, and children's books. While no new titles have emerged since Saint Mick in 2017, which chronicled his Santa Claus volunteering, his writing continues to influence his spoken word performances. Advocacy forms the heart of Foley's post-wrestling identity. His involvement with Reign began in 2008, inspired by musician Tori Amos. He logged over 550 hotline hours in a 15-month period and serves on their National Leadership Council. Fundraising efforts like the Knopf 10 for Rain campaign have raised thousands. Through Child Fund since 1992, he sponsors 7 children and funded schools in the Philippines, Mexico, and Sierra Leone. Recent charity includes an August 2025 auction for a tie-dye guitar to aid wrestlers' families and annual Santa volunteering. On a personal level, Foley lives in New York with wife Colette and 4 children, including son Dewey, a WWE employee. He marked his 60th birthday in June 2025 with merchandise commemorating 40 years in wrestling. Socially, he stepped back from X since 2022 due to concerns over misinformation, but remains engaged on Instagram and Facebook, posting about tours, health, and holidays. Foley's acting includes roles in indie films like The Peanut Butter Falcon, 2019, and TV spots on 30 Rock and Heels, 2021. He's also voiced characters like the Boulder in Avatar: The Last Airbender. These roles leverage his persona's mix of intensity and humor. Foley's life today reflects a balanced embrace of his past eccentricity, using it to advocate, entertain, and inspire while prioritizing well-being and community. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's journey from Olympic gold medalist to WWE Hall of Famer to post-retirement entrepreneur is a story of unparalleled toughness, devastating addiction, and ultimately redemption. At 56 years old in 2025, Angle has successfully transitioned from the squared circle to a life focused on nutrition business ventures, media engagements, and family, all while managing the lasting effects of a career that pushed his body to its absolute limits. Angle's defining characteristic has always been his extraordinary toughness. His most famous achievement, winning the 1996 Olympic gold medal in freestyle wrestling, freaking neck.
I had 4 broken vertebrae in my neck. I had 2 discs sticking directly in my spinal cord.
To compete, Angle's doctor injected him with 12 shots of Novocaine 5 minutes before each match, allowing him to wrestle without feeling the pain, though an hour after each bout, he'd be in excruciating agony. This pattern of pushing through pain with medical intervention would haunt Angle's professional wrestling career.
When I broke my neck in WWE, that was the second time I broke it. First time was before the Olympics. Second was my second year in WWE. Third year. It was Brock Lesnar actually broke it. He hit me over the head with a chair and 3 vertebrae cracked, and I had 2 more discs sticking in my spinal cord. It was really bad. The doctor introduced me to painkillers. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I loved it.
What started as legitimate pain management spiraled into devastating addiction. Angle's body built tolerance, requiring more and more pills, eventually reaching a horrifying 65 Vicodin pills per day.
Before I knew it, I was taking 65 extra strength Vicodin a day.
Jeez.
I was crushing it. I was buying them illegally from Mexico.
He also obtained 12 different prescriptions from 12 different pharmacies, meticulously tracking them in a book, about 2,300 pills per month. The addiction nearly killed him. Angle would frequently pass out, and he knew if he stayed in WWE, he'd likely overdose. The breaking point came during a meeting with Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon, where Vince showed him 5 pages of threatening text messages and voicemails Angle had sent while high, messages he didn't even remember sending. Angle left WWE in 2006, joining TNA, where he initially substituted painkillers with alcohol, drinking a 12-pack of beer every night after shows. This led to 4 DUIs in 5 years and the lowest point of his life. His wife's ultimatum after his 4th DUI finally convinced him to seek help. He's been clean and sober for 14 years as of 2025. Today, Angle has channeled his Olympic discipline into building a nutrition and supplements empire. His primary business, Kurt Angle Brand, offers products like whey protein shakes in flavors such as cookies and cream, designed for muscle growth and recovery. In 2023, he partnered with Project 11 Nutrition as their first major athlete endorser, bringing his 1.6 million Instagram followers into the fold. Products like the American Dream Championship Protein are sold online, with Angle actively marketing them through social media and in-person events, such as a signing at Sam's Club in Robinson, Pennsylvania on October 18th, 2025. Angle's story is one of incredible resilience. From Olympic glory with a broken neck, to devastating addiction, to 14 years of sobriety and a thriving business. His willingness to share his struggles openly, particularly about addiction, provides hope for others facing similar demons. Lita, Amy Dumas. Amy Dumas, known to millions as Lita, revolutionized women's wrestling with her high-flying, risk-taking style that proved female wrestlers could be just as exciting and athletic as their male counterparts. At 50 years old in 2025, the WWE Hall of Famer has transitioned from death-defying moonsaults to a multifaceted life centered on animal advocacy, media projects, and occasional wrestling appearances that remind fans why she's considered one of the greatest of all time. Lita's wrestling career, spanning from 1999 to her initial retirement in 2006, was marked by groundbreaking moments. As part of Team Extreme with the Hardy Boys, she became the first woman actively involved in tables, ladders, and chairs (TLC) matches. Her feuds with Trish Stratus elevated women's wrestling, and she won 4 WWE Women's Championships during her career. A severe neck injury on April 6, 2002, during a Dark Angel stunt required surgery, sidelining her for a year. Her retirement in 2006 came amid personal controversy from her real-life affair with Edge while dating Matt Hardy, which led to intense fan backlash. However, Lita has since returned sporadically, making history in 2023 by winning the Women's Tag Team Championship with Becky Lynch, making her the first Hall of Famer to win a title post-induction. As of November 2025, Lita thrives as a WWE ambassador with occasional backstage roles like producing and mentoring. She has emphasized women's wrestling evolution in interviews, such as an April 2025 discussion with with Trish Stratus at Queen of the Ring. Her 2025 schedule includes fan conventions worldwide, such as a Memiverse, X-Wrestleverse in December, and autograph events. Instagram posts show her at WrestleMania weekend in April and other activities. In media, Lita co-hosted A&E's WWE's Most Wanted Treasures in 2023 and hosted the UFO show on ASY TV in 2018. She ran the podcast Amy's Discordia starting in 2013. Her music career includes forming the Luchagors in 2006, with an album debuting in 2007. She authored the 2003 bestseller Lita, A Less Traveled ROAD, and appeared in films and TV shows. Philanthropically, as a dedicated vegan and animal advocate, Lita founded Amy Dumas' Operation Rescue and Education, ADORE, in 2003, focusing on rescuing, rehabilitating, and rehoming animals. She volunteers at shelters and uses her platform for adoptions. Lita also supports women's empowerment in sports. Personally, Lita splits time between a luxurious Atlanta estate and a Nicaraguan coastal home for surfing and relaxation. Her estimated net worth is approximately $6 million, supported by WWE, media, and music. She's known for tattoos including a three-eyed gargoyle and Mexican skulls. Past relationships include Matt Hardy, Edge, Shane Morton, and CM Punk. For fans who remember Lita's fearless dives and groundbreaking matches, seeing her thrive as an advocate for animals and women's wrestling represents the perfect evolution. She proved that female wrestlers could be every bit as exciting as their male counterparts, and continues proving that life after wrestling can be just as impactful.